Hello, welcome to Working Dragon Mystic, where we discuss real metaphysical and occult knowledge so that you can manifest real and tangible results in your life. Today, we're going to be talking about a very important topic in magic and going about it in a different way. We're going to be talking about visualization and how this word is perhaps misused or misleading in almost every book or discussion on magic. So stay tuned. Okay, everyone, Drake here. So, in the intro, I mentioned we'd be talking about visualization today. And I do want to talk about it. And I know what you're thinking, Drake. You've talked about visualization, you've answered questions in the live streams about visualization. What more could there possibly be? Well, visualization is actually a tricky topic amongst magic because how to articulate it, its meaning, and its use, myself and many others have always found it falling short of that meaning and clearly communicating what we mean by it. I'm guilty of this too, but as someone who teaches magic and someone who does these videos and who does, the online courses, the live workshops, and all these things that we do offer here at Working Dragon Mystic, I'm always, and I do mean always, working to better understand everything about magic and how I myself present it. So one of the things that I've been dealing with more and more since starting the YouTube channel is definitely visualization questions, because I know we've talked about this before, but we say visualization, you think of an image. Like if I say visualize a coffee cup, you're going to visualize this. We sell these in the merch store, but hey, that's what you're going to try and picture in your mind. Simple fact is, there are people who literally cannot form images in their mind. So standardized topics and discussions on visualization immediately tell them they cannot do magic immediately. That's not true. Then you have people who their visualization skills aren't strong. They can do it. It's not strong. And they worry how far they can go in magic. And they're always trying to work to overly perfect it. And they end up self-stalling themselves because they don't think they're visualizing it well enough. Okay. So you have several different layers of visualization issues that stop or prevent people from trying or practicing magic or just bringing their personal practice to a stall. That said, I do know extremely powerful and talented magicians who literally cannot visualize something in their head. So when we use visualization, when they say visualize, what do they mean? How does it work? And that's one of the things that I've always tried to meditate on and try to figure it out. And I think I have finally done just that. All right. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So when we say visualize, what do we mean? We want you to visualize your goals. So if it's a spell and you want to have, we're doing the prosperity series here on the channel. And let's say after all bills and expenses are paid, we want to have an extra $500 in our bank account, just as a goal we're starting out and working to. You may be better than that. You may be not quite there. That's not the point. We're just using this as an example. So you're going to need to visualize yourself having all your stuff paid, and you're going to need to be able to still have that in the visualization where you still have the money in the bank account. And once you visualize it, we tell you to feel it. What's it going to feel like to you? What's it feel when it's tangible? You need to feel that. And therein, I think, is the transition point people forget. Okay. So let's redefine what we mean in magic by visualization. Okay. And I'm going to do it with 3 words. Okay. Remember these 3 words as we go through this video: think, feel, manifest. Okay. Come with me on this little journey here. All right. Now let's say you want to manifest something and you need to visualize it. Okay. Let's say you are one of these people who you cannot. We're going to go with the extremes on this video. You can't visualize. It is physically, medically impossible. You can't do it. You're one of those people, your brain can't form images. Okay. That means if you're anywhere below this still works for you. Okay. If I say, think of a coffee cup, If I say, think of an apple, if I say, think of my hat, you can conjure in your mind the thought of a coffee cup, an apple, or my hat. You can conjure the thought of any object I tell you to think of. You might not be able to see it, but you can think it. You know what I mean? You can think it. It's there. Your mind knows it's there. Our mind does not understand what an image is. It processes light and puts it together. And then our thoughts identify that. So an image in our mind is literally just a thought. You don't have to be able to see it. Okay. This is why even a person who's born blind could still do magic. Because people say, well, if you've never seen it, you don't know what it looks like, so you can't think it. No, you can. You still can. No matter what I ask you to think of, you can think of it. If I ask you to picture a purple beer bottle, you're going to be able to think of that. If I say picture a purple pink polka dotted parrot, you can think of it. You might not be able to see it, but you can think of it. So right now, stop what you're doing. Don't try to picture anything. Just think of an apple. Just think of an apple. You got that? That's all you need. That is literally what you need. You need that thought. Okay. So now you're thinking of an apple, or you're thinking of what it is you're trying to manifest or seek. From there, I want you to feel what it's like to have that. That's what I want. I want you to feel it emotionally. Okay. So go from the thought and think about it emotionally. So if it's an apple, okay, I like apples. Apples are sweet and tart. I like that. They kind of have a waxy texture to the rind sometimes. You know, think about what it feels like texturally and emotionally. Okay, so think about it on an emotional level. What's a good apple taste like to you? What's the emotion it gives? Because for me, it's a pretty good memory. It's something from my childhood. Apples were always something I enjoyed in summer and especially in fall. So apples, pretty good, pretty good. So I try to link it with that emotion. Okay, this is actually the hard part, taking the thought and linking it to an emotion, but you can do it. And if you're trying to seek to gain something or manifest something in your life, whether it be an object or money or health, that's probably going to be a pretty pleasing or joyful emotion, just as a hint. So try to link the thought with that joy of having the thing. Okay. You already have it. We're not manifesting it. You want to feel what it's like to actually have it. And you want to be enjoying that thing. Okay. Now, once you have that emotion, you can feel the emotion in you. It doesn't have to be big. It can be just a little spark of emotion. Don't take a lot. As you do this more and more, you'll be able to churn up and generate more and more emotion, and you'll get better. But even that tiniest little mustard seed of a spark of emotion is more than sufficient. So just go with it. Feel that joy of having that thing that you're wanting, and then do your working. Put that thought, put that emotion into your working, and push that via the spell, the ritual, or whatever you're doing out into the world. That's the manifestation stage. You're literally sending it out to bring that to you. You notice in this entire description, I never said see an image. Why not? Because you don't need to. You need to think it, you need to feel it, and then you can manifest it. There is no actual image in this as a requirement. So people's like, well, what about evocation? People say you need your arcane sight and your arcane hearing. You do. But your arcane sight is, again, a thought. It is literally a thought. Your physical eyes aren't seeing squat. It is a thought, and it's a generation of those images. So the thought in your head is still sufficient for seeing the entity, the thought of what the entity looks like before you. The ability to feel energy and let you know it's there is good. The ability to see it in the room as you think and use your mind to see it, that's good. But you just need to have the thought of it filling the area. You don't need to actually see the detailed image of it. So anytime we're talking about an image in magic, we're actually considering the thought of the image, not literally seeing the image. Does that make sense? So if I tell you to picture, for example, a water bottle, okay? I'm thinking of a very specific water bottle right now. I want you to think of a water bottle right now. Okay, you've got that thought in your mind. Truth be told, odds are you are not thinking of the exact same water bottle I am thinking of, which is this one. but we are both thinking of water bottles. Yes. Now, once the physical water bottle is in front of us, we can both identify it visually if we can both see. To be honest with you, I've had days I can't see. So, but the thought of the water bottle is sufficient. It is more than sufficient. And that goes true with evocation because newsflash, no matter what grimoires you read that give a rough description of an entity, none of them have a physical body. None of them have a physical form. They don't really have a physical image. They can appear however the flip they want to best work with us, which means their image is actually going to follow us to some extent. The reason they often appear in a form that we may have heard of or something is because we've heard of it, or they do sometimes have preferences that they may put in there. But their physical appearance doesn't matter when it comes to this. So even in evocation, then we get to the ability to hear, the ability to listen to them. Again, you have to be open up to receiving it, but it's not your physical ears hearing it. And you don't see sound anyway, so you don't have to worry about visualization there, which means you can literally do full evocation without the ability to visualize in your mind's eye. You see what I'm saying? And this may be a topic I have to go into more later on. Please let me know if this is making sense or if you need me to go deeper or ask questions about it. But when we're talking about visualization, we're talking about thinking of it. We're talking about thinking of it, not seeing it. We do say picture it in your mind, and I've said it myself. I'm guilty, but I'm also using the terminology that I was taught that has been saturated and it's a terminology that's, instead of just breaking it down to what we really need, they try to go with the simplest terms through literature or whatnot, much like you're trying to teach a kid something. You start with the simplest of concepts before you go into the details and really break it down. But it's hard to explain just a single thought from an image to a child. And that's kind of how we've approached visualization. But at no point do they ever break this down. Now, I've heard people say that's because they don't want you to know the truth. They're gatekeeping. I don't know. I think it's just a communication error. I really do personally. So when we say visualization from here on out on Working Dragon Mystic, think, we're saying you want to think of it. You don't need to see it. We need you to think of it. Think of your car. Boom, there's your visualization. Think of my car. Boom, there's your visualization. You don't even need to know what my car looks like. Think of your house. Boom, there's your visualization. Think of your mom or dad. Boom, there's your visualization. If you can think it, which if you're a living, walking, talking human being, you can think, you can visualize. As long as you can think it, you are visualizing. It is really that simple. The step that moves it from thought to manifestation is that emotion. You think it, you feel it. And then once you can feel that emotional energy around it, you push that into your spell working and your ritual, and that allows it to manifest. You never actually need to see the image. Ain't that crazy? I think it is. This is something I have been working on a while. I've mentioned it in one other video prior, and a lot of you were excited for me to actually do an exact video on this. And again, that is think, feel, manifest. Think, feel, manifest. I may actually do some coffee cups or something in the merch store with this, because this, I think, is going to be a big deal. And this is something that here, as far as dialogue and communication, I am going to be teaching my students, and it's going to become a standard here at Working Dragon Mystic. So perhaps we can start to bridge the lack of communication when we talk about visualization. Okay. And my camera is just going boop, 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 boop. For some reason today, that's kind of weird. I have a feeling I know who's playing my camera. So if you're having trouble with visualization, stop worrying about it. Just think about it. What is it you're wanting to see? Think it. Okay. Once you think it, put an emotional feeling to it. How would you feel about that? How would you feel about having it? How would you feel about seeing it? How would you feel about being there? And manifest it. Okay. That's all you need for spell work. It really is. And I plan to do a few experiments to test this, because that may be all you need for magic, period. There's a few areas of magic I don't want to quite say that just yet. I need to do a little testing. But for spell work and evocation, you can pretty much manifest anything you need with those. Now, in trance work and journey work and stuff like that, I wonder. But, but I will say this. I will say this. From all the years I've done trance work, journey work, and soul travel and the likes, I do think it will still work. I really, 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 really do. And I know just the person to help me test this theory. And I will be testing that. So stay tuned for an update on that, okay? Or catch me in 3 to 4 weeks on the live streams and ask me point blank if I haven't brought it up in a video by the end of the year. Because this is something that is truly a communication thing that needs to change. And if I am correct, and this think, feel, manifest applies even to journey work, we just threw open the doors for so many people to manifest and take charge of their life all around. So much simpler. We just changed the dialogue to make them understand or help them to understand better. That's it. Now, for spell work, for evocation and the like, this works absolutely. I have tested it in all areas except journey work at this point. That is the only area I personally have not tested it. But knowing how all areas of magic interconnect and knowing how the arcane senses interconnect, rationally, it should function just the same. I mean, just the same exactly. But I am reserving definitively because there may be an unknown over here I haven't seen just yet. But I plan to test it and I will be getting back with y'all. But I definitely wanted to go ahead and do this video because this is too big of a communication to clear up. You know, we need to clear up the dialogue of what we mean by visualization. And maybe we need to stop using the word visualization as it is misleading because it makes us think visual. That's something we might discuss in a live stream as to what we think about on that at some point. We will see. But yeah, remember, think it, feel it, manifest it. You don't need to actually see it. You only need to think it. And what do I mean by that? Let's clarify that again. If you think of an apple, close your eyes and think of an apple. Boom, there's your visualization. You don't need to see it. Whatever that thought is, that is it. That's all you need. You just need that thought. Close your eyes, apple. Boom, that's it. It is actually that simple. I mean, seriously, close your eyes right now and we'll go through a few things here. Apple. Okay, got that. Think of a skull. Got that? Cool. Dragon. Got that? Cool. Ghost. Got that? Cool. Drake Skinny. Got that? Got you, didn't I? It is literally just whatever you got to think of. You don't need any long, drawn out processes or gurus of visualization. You really don't. And this works in meditation. It works in other things. Now, with meditation path working, like we have in the meditation course, this works absolutely perfectly. That's another reason I am absolutely 99% certain it'll work in journey work. So yeah, there we go. It is that simple. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you find this useful. I know there's a lot of people out there who have issues with visualization, and I have worked long and hard to try and communicate it better. And I will continue to work to communicate it better. But this concept of think, feel, manifest, when it hit me, I was too excited. I made notes of it. I've done some experimentation, and I can't tell you how excited I've been to actually get a chance to share this and help everyone out there who's trying to learn magic, learn self-mastery and self-empowerment, and who has trouble with visualization. Because believe me, I know visualization can be one of the hardest concepts to grasp in many times. But this right here is the game changer. I think that the dialogue and communication of magic needed. I really do. I could be wrong. Some people's like, well, I already knew that. Well, if you already knew that, great. You were a step ahead of me and everybody else, but congratulations to you. I'm sitting here saying this for everyone who didn't know that already. Or maybe they knew it, they just didn't know how to communicate it either, where I was. Because it's like, I knew this, but I didn't really know how to vocalize it and communicate it well. I'm always working to become a better communicator. Another thing you all here and my viewers always push and help me to do, and I appreciate that and everything you do for me and this channel. So with all that said, if you do like this style of content, you enjoy magic, the occult, and learning things like that, self-empowerment, self-reliance, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications with that bell icon. Make sure you turn on those. You got to make sure they're all on. YouTube's made that change. If you would like to support the channel other than just subscribing, there's a button below called Super Thanks where you can click it and you can make a donation to the channel as well as a comment to say thank you for the work we do. Or we have channel subscribers and Patreons where you can sign up for a monthly donation to support the channel with different tiers and different perks. Or viewers have always requested, and we do have them, the Working Dragon Mystic merch and coffee cups. You all see me using them in the live streams and whatnot, so I don't get hit with copyrights for using other people's coffee cups, because I got a lot of cutesy coffee cups in there. But yes, you can definitely get those as well as like tapestries like this nice little Volk knot we have back here. Those are purchasable at the merch store as well. There should actually, I think YouTube gave us like one of those little merch shelves below. So you should be able to see those there. Click on those as well. And we do have a online school with online courses at workingdragonmystic.com. We have video courses that are fully, lifetime. You're in them. You can rewatch them, work through them, like Dragon Magic 101 and 102, meditation. There's a arcane sight course. And we also do live workshops where I actually log into a Zoom call with the group and we teach live. We go through exercises together and all that. We're trying to work on scheduling more of those every month so everybody can get a chance. And many of those classes are meant to be taken multiple times so that every time you take it, wherever you're at currently in that topic, you could progress a little more as we continue to work together, answer questions, and problem solve and do exercises. Okay? So with all that rambling, I apologize. I hope this video has helped you, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm Drake. This has been Working Dragon Mystic, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.